Behind me is the best vehicle for overlanding. I'll include a link to the Dodge Ram Mercedes website in the description down below. They're providing us with this truck. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Now this has plenty of power to move all the overlanding kit. High output Cummins 6.7 liter inline 6 now goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Puts out 430 horsepower, 1,075 pound-feet of torque. If you too want to have plenty of power, make sure you subscribe. Now part of this is actually blacking certain elements out. You can see the hood, the roof is also blacked out, and you have this cool little stripe there too in red. Now, of course, this has Ram's new headlight design, which has actually grown on me. I kind of like it now, oddly enough. And then we've got the giant brush guard up top. It has 4 light pods connected to it. We also have a winch integrated into the bumper. You still have fog lights. This whole bumper, I mean, this is hardcore stamped steel, and you can see you've got rigid recovery points. So it's lighter weight. It's also very durable. And I mean, look at that. That has got to be one of the coolest looking trucks you've ever seen. And if the bumper wasn't enough protection for you, you actually have diff covers in the front and the rear for added protection. 40 by 13.5 by 18. Yes, this has 40-inch tall tires, and it looks like there might be space for even 42s, perhaps. But yeah, you've got these Salta wheels, really cool looking there. This has the 8100 series shocks from Bilstein. I have a similar suspension setup on my Wrangler. Absolutely love the performance. You get great on-road handling and lots of off-road comfort and control. Huge fender flares to accommodate for those 40-inch tall tires. AEV Prospector XL. This also has power side steps. And the shock system in the rear has also been upgraded. By the way, solid axle front and rear, coil sprung front and rear. Now here's your side profile. This is where you can see the camper that's been added to this truck. I think it's like a $9,000 option. Doesn't come cheap. This week's giveaway is perfect for classic muscle car lovers because we have a Cuda and a Roadrunner. The Cuda produces 290 horsepower and has an automatic. The Roadrunner produces 390 horsepower and has a manual. Both of them are obviously powered by V8s. Now this particular giveaway is going to be ending fairly soon on November 2nd. So if you want to get in now and get some extra bonus entries, just use code BHC or click the link in the description down below or the pinned comment. Any donation, $25 or more, will give you 4x bonus entries. Before we get into the camper, this has the mud flaps added to it. You can also see this whole setup on the rear bumper. I like the recovery points. There's also little light pods. And then if we peek underneath, you can see the cover on the rear diff. Now you can open the tailgate normally, actually, which is really cool. And we've got an outlet here in the bed. And I'll probably crawl up in the bed for you guys, but you can see the spare tire. You've got the 40-inch spare tire. Now while we're in the camper, you can see this whole system can pop up. It's one of the nice things about the camper itself. And there is a little window there to the back so that you can actually see the front cabin and everything. But it's nice that you can pop up for extra space, but then you also have the ability to have it flat like this for driving, where you're going to have less aerodynamic impact. You also have more of that black painted trim on the tailgate with this, and that'll pretty much sum things up for the exterior. I do want to mention I'm not an expert in go fast campers. Again, don't really review that kind of stuff, so I probably missed quite a few features on the whole system. For those of you wondering on payload, 1,484 pounds, AEV there on the headrest, and then the rest of it is a Laramie interior. So you've got soft touch all across the dash with this. You can see the Laramie logos throughout. This has a center console. It has 2 phone charging pads, for example. Push button start. Digital gauge cluster in the center. 2-speed transfer case, part-time 4-wheel drive system. No camera rear view mirror, which with the rear view we do have, that would be a nice feature for this to have from the factory. Anyways, we do have a sunroof with this particular one. So it's like not fully loaded, but it's pretty loaded. So this leads us to the pricing of everything. So the base truck is $88,350, and then you have the base package on the Prospector XL, which is $23,225, and then you have the optional equipment on this, and you can see the options add up quite quickly. Again, the Go Fast camper, $142,885. Let's see how this truck performs. Let's set off in the Prospector XL with the camper added to it. This is the most expensive AEV build I've ever reviewed. They do quite a bit. Obviously, most of the stuff that dealers are going to be ordering is the kind of, I wouldn't say like basic kit, but they're not adding a lot to it typically. It's usually people adding that stuff after the fact, but this has it all. This truly does. Man, 40s. This thing's a beast. And I mean, that bumper alone, it's so big. I mean, that bumper probably is, I mean, you put that next to like a Honda Civic or something, and it's not quite as big as the car. Definitely doesn't weigh as much. Stamp steel's pretty lightweight, but still. The power feels fantastic. It ain't lacking, that's for sure. It is not at all. Feels like it's got plenty of get up. It's incredibly smooth too. This new 8-speed is so good with the Cummins. I think it doesn't necessarily make the truck feel more powerful than before. I wouldn't say that at all. But what it feels like is it smoothed everything out with the whole powertrain, so that, I don't know, you feel like you don't feel like there's any like drops in power like there was before. Yeah, buddy. Wow. This is a lot of power, a lot of truck to handle. It almost feels like it should be illegal for a truck to be able to move as fast as this can with 40s. It's crazy. Man, what a behemoth. Yeah, holy guacamole. It's smooth too. Yeah, this has a boatload of power. More power than you could ever need. And I mean, this thing is like a Rolls Royce when it comes to ride. I can't remember if this has the double. Yeah, it does. So you got the double pane windows up front. That helps out the noise insulation quite a bit. Actually, we'll go to the next one. I'm really not hearing any wind noise up top. Like, we're going quick enough that if there's gonna be wind noise from that camper setup, it's gonna start happening at, like, it, you know, 20 miles an hour you're gonna get a little bit, and then 40 you're definitely gonna get some. I'm hearing the tires, I'm not hearing that camper in the back. And that's the benefit of having something over your bed, is it's far enough back that you're really not gonna get wind noise. It's more so when you have stuff over the roof of the car that you get wind noise. But yeah, once you go over to the bed, it's you're typically not gonna get wind noise. It's far enough back. Man, this is nice. So much torque. So much torque. So in conclusion, this is a ton of money. This is a ton of money. But the thing that I think is to be understood with this is there's a few things. So first off, the value's not going to be there if you're not into overlanding, if you're not into off-roading. Just understand that. No matter how you look at this, the value's just not going to be there if you don't do any of that. Because you're going to look at this and you're going to go, well, why would I pay thousands of dollars for a bumper, right? The value does come into play if you do that stuff, because you look at this bumper and you go, okay, it's more lightweight. Payload's super important with overlanding. It's durable. It's got everything very nicely integrated. The build quality is great. You don't have to worry about, you know, bumper falling off because bad build quality, right? So then the value, it starts to add up, right? And it's got all the off-road kit you want. It's got extra light for off-road. It's got the winch. And then you look at the tires, right? The clearance that provides, the comfort that provides. And then the shocks provide, I mean, this thing handles so, for a truck that weighs, what, probably 8,000 plus pounds with everything, it is incredibly comfortable and it handles incredibly well. The suspension is the reason why. So you've got that. Let's make sure we don't hit the little stop sign. And so a lot of the stuff that this has that makes it over $140,000, the camper in the back, you've got to use it. If you use it, if you take this out, you know, there's a lot of people that go out every single weekend. If you're going out every single weekend and you're doing the overlanding stuff, you're going to a new location, this and that, then the value's there. But if you're just buying this to have a big truck on 40s, I mean, just get the regular Prospector XL. That'll save you quite a bit. But it's going to be harder for you to really see the value in the truck, because you're not actually using it. Once you use a vehicle for what it's intended for, then the money starts to make sense. But if you don't, it seems kind of crazy. But let me know your thoughts on this.